If a horror film has a 70s feel the first time around, then the sequel should give you that 80s flair. Am I right?
Welcome to the horror show. You realize there is nowhere to run. Don't know games to try. Paranoia is getting alive.
The Strangers Pray at Night. A sequel that came out 10 years after the first. 2 months short, okay? The plot. A family of 4 is having one last vacation together before they send their daughter to a boarding school. They tend to spend the weekend with their mom's uncle, however, things get strange. Now, the terror is real as 3 deranged spree killers stalk and hunt the family. This was a lot more fun than the first, that's for sure. However, does that make it better? Let's find out. I want to start off with the pros. I do love the characters, and feel their chemistry is strong, especially the scenes where the brother and sister interact. Christina Hendricks is good as the struggling mother trying to help her daughter see through her bad times, even though she isn't helping the situation by being a part of it. Martin Henderson is also pretty good as the cool, chill dad. He does have his moments to shine, even though I felt some scenes of him grieving were cut way too short, and some way too long. Lewis Pullman does a great job as the brother. He is a clean-cut kid who eventually has to fight back despite his refusal of violence at first. Bailey Madison is stunning as the sister. She's such a smart character who does things we beg for other characters in horror movies to do. The killers were surprisingly effective in this film. They do hunt and attack more people this time around, definitely making it a slasher movie over a suspenseful thriller like the first film. For a slasher film, this is aesthetically pleasing to look at. The neon lights and bright colors really bring out the 80s flair. There's even some yellowish tint like in the first movie. There's also a thick layer of fog in this film that is present nearly throughout. I used to think it wasn't all too great of an idea, but now that I had time to process it, I feel as though it is a nice departure from consistent rays of light we always get nowadays, and really gives the film a spooky atmosphere. Lay that fog on it, baby. Is there a lot wrong with this movie? Well, not too much, but enough to not call it some kind of horror masterpiece. Despite the characters seeming smart, they do sometimes also make dumb decisions, like not shooting the killer when he or she had the chance. Pulling a killer closer to you so you can try and fight them back. In a pool, might I add. It is mostly just nitpicky things, I should say, because everything else the characters do is pretty smart. What I was surprised about in this movie is stabbings, a gutsy impaling, and brutal gunshot wounds. It's not overly bloody, but there's enough to keep the gorehound somewhat satisfied. The effects were decent, nothing to brag about besides the dead, rotting corpse, which was a ghastly and nasty sight. The musical score, if there's one reason to see this movie, it's for the music. This is 80s galore with Kim Wilde songs and an awesome synth soundtrack that was composed by Adrian Johnston. At a brisk 85 minutes, this film breezes by and is a lot more fun than the original. Not the best movie, no, but I still really enjoyed what I saw. With great characters, atmosphere, gore, and music, I can say this was a thrilling watch, while still being more of a slasher than a suspenseful thriller like the first. Overall, I give The Strangers Pray at Night a 3.5 out of 5. Lion Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below, leave comments, and subscribe.